Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new episode of War in the East to editor tutorial. And as mentioned in the previous one, today I'm going to discuss about the aircraft tab. And you will understand why I decided to talk about, first of all, about the device tab, and now I am going to the aircraft, and then I will go from right to left. But basically, the aircraft tab is divided into two main sections. On the left-hand side, we have this series of numbers and variables. On the right-hand side, we have a list of aircraft, and then we have these buttons here. Now, I will say it again when I will talk about the units, but when you want to use the editor, I highly recommend you guys use the empty slots if you want to add, like in this case, a new aircraft, and never use the insert and delete buttons. Now, starting from the top left, we have the ID. ID refers to the number shown here. Upgrade. Upgrade indicates which aircraft will replace the selected one when the selected one is not being produced anymore. And if we have a look, for instance, at the Heinkel HE111H11, you see here that it will be replaced by the Heinkel HE111H16/R1. And then here we have the list of let's call it armaments, even though technically speaking these are the devices. Here we have the devices, and this one here is the reference number of this specific device. If we click on here, it will highlight the selected device more or less in the middle of the list. And here indicates the quantity, how many are present, and here of course is the device name. And if we click on the device name, we will be brought again into the device tab, but in this case we can already see the specs of the selected device. And then we have the face. Face means where is the device facing to. If it's forward, actually you can exactly here we have the list. It can be forward, on the side, rear, turret, I think this is ball or belly turret, top rear, bottom rear, swivel mount. These three are not used for some reasons, and it could be like internal or external. And then here we have the accuracy. You can play around if you want to increase or decrease the standard accuracy that is specified in the device. And this will change the accuracy when the device is, for instance, installed on this aircraft. And then here below we have the weapon sets. Weapon sets can be edited by clicking on this button here, edit weapon sets, and here as you can see you can have up to 5 different weapon sets. And if you click on one of these, here first of all you can say from when and until when this specific weapon set will be available. And here you can set the I mean the let's call them yeah, the modifiers, even though these are just additive. So for instance, the weapon set number 1, the 8 250 kilogram bombs will increase the ammunition consumption per mission by 4392, and they will decrease the endurance, the climb rate, and the maximum speed, and so on and so forth. And one example that, let's say, kind of hurts me a little bit is this one here, the drop tank, because as you can see, the developers of War in the East 2 kind of restricted the use of drop tanks of the BF-109F2 and the BF-109F4 on basically June 22nd, 1941, because some players were complaining that the Axis players were just abusing of the mechanic of the drop tank to extend artificially the range of the Axis fighters. Something that historically was not done on the Eastern Front, and this is, let's say, this was their solution to the problem. You know, as a fan of historical accuracy, I always like to remove this because it doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, enough rambling for now. And then once you've closed and you have edited your weapon sets, here below you see a screen with, let's say, with a graph pinpointing three variables. Here below we have the maximum speed, which of course this is very intuitive and indicates the maximum speed that the selected aircraft can reach. And then we have the max speed alt, or maximum speed altitude. Now, this value indicates the optimum altitude to achieve the maximum speed. And as you can see over here, the optimal altitude is 18,000 feet to reach 404 miles per hour, which is shown over here in this dot here. Then you have the zero alt speed, so the speed at zero, I would say, meters above the sea level, which is indicated here as 330, this dot over here. And then you have the maximum alt speed, so the maximum speed at the highest altitude, which is indicated here in this dot over here. Now, this can be very useful if you want to micromanage the specific air groups to assign, I don't know, the best altitude to reach the fastest speed when selecting and let's say preparing the air directives. Um, and then we have the climb, which is, say, self-intuitive, and we have the maximum altitude. And for those of you who, like me, struggle a little bit with the imperial system, if you click over here, you switch automatically to the metric system. And then coming over here, okay, here we have the edit air profiles. Now, air profiles are shown over here, and they are important in dictating under which AOG the air groups carrying this specific aircraft will be assigned to. If you click over here, you can say, you will see here the all the aircraft types. Yeah, the air profiles, and you have, for instance, the German generic, the single engine fighters, light bombers, medium bombers, and so on and so forth. And if you click on here you can change the composition of the three groups: the Gruppe, the Staffel, and the Schwarm. And here you can also set the date if you want to have a specific size composition on a specific date, let's say. And then okay, here we have the name, the fancy icon, the picture, and then we have these values over here. Now, radius and range. Now, radius refers basically to the number of hexes that the plane can cover with, say, one fuel tank, or before running out of fuel, basically. While the range is, as the name says, the maximum distance that the aircraft can fly from a specific airbase. Of course, the distance refers the distance from the airbase to the objective, and of course, the distance from the objective to the airbase itself. Max load indicates the maximum weight that the aircraft can carry before not being able to fly anymore. And endurance. Endurance tells for how much time does the aircraft fly. And this is probably, if you want to play around with this, if you want to, let's say, yeah, mess up with the range of a specific aircraft, you can simply change the value of the endurance here. Because as you can see, you cannot change neither the radius nor the range. But if for instance, we set the BF 109F4 to 150, now, as you can see, we have dramatically increased the radius and the range. Exactly. And then here we have, okay, of course, the cruise speed, and down here we have the number of engines. The number of engines is crucial in determining the, say, space occupied into a specific air base, because the size of the air bases is expressed in the number of engines that they can host. And so, of course, if you have just a fighter wing of 40 BF-109F4, they will just take 40 slots because they have one engine. If you have 40 Ankel HE-111, they will take 80 slots because they have two engines. And then here we have the type of the plane, which, as you can see here, it can be changed from fighter, fighter bombers, night fighter, and so on and so forth. And then we have the profile, which we have described before, and then again some pretty self-explanatory values: nation, armor, durability, maneuver, reliability. Now, this can be tricky because reliability, let's say, the smaller it is and the better it is. And normally what happens is that newly produced planes will have a higher reliability, meaning that they are less reliable. I know this is like an inverse correlation, but the higher it is, the more unreliable the plane is, and the more unreliable a plane is, the higher the chance of suffering operational losses. And this kind of reflects the imperfections that the newly produced aircraft had, and that they were corrected only upon hearing the, let's say, after action reports of the pilots from the battlefield experience. And then you have first year and first month, last year and last month. If we go back now to the Ankel HE-111, here we see that the last year, exactly, the last year is 1942, the last month is October, and if we click on number 4, the natural upgrade of this plane will be now produced in November 1942. So precisely after that, after the interruption of the production of the Ankel HE-111. And then we have the sortie ammo and fuel. So how much does the plane as a base value consumes when flying in terms of ammunition and fuel? How many pilots? So the manpower. How many supplies are required to build one of these? Oh my God! Aircraft build limit. How many of these planes can be built each week, so each turn, assuming that you have all of the resources available. Expansion rate. Now, expansion rate refers to the capacity of the factory to increase production over time. Now, I did some checking, and all of these aircraft do have an expansion rate of 0. The only one is, I think, one of the early, yeah, the BF-197. I have no idea why here it says expansion rate of 1, because this plane is no longer being produced. So I don't know. If you want, you can play around, and yeah, you can let me know in the comments below. Number in pool is how many planes you have in the pool right now, and maximum imports. Maximum imports refers to the maximum number of planes that you can have in the pool. And when you reach this number of plane, no more, in this case BF-109F4s, will be produced. Imports from ID refers to which airframe is needed to build aircraft. Friendly reminder that in order to build aircraft, you need first of all the airframe on one hand, and then you need all the individual devices, and then you need, of course, the manpower for the pilot. And then photo and symbol are just let's say they refer to this symbol here and to this picture over here. And with this, folks, I am already at the end. I thank you very much for watching. I thank you very much for supporting my channel, as always. And well, I hope to see you all next week, in which let's say, yeah, next week we will talk about the ground elements. I wish you all the best, folks, and let's see you all in the next episode.